Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our very special Discover ASEA. I have a very special guest with me tonight. We are going to discuss ASEA's brand new ASEA Performance products. And with me is Hunter Dean. Hunter is the head of operations and senior VP for research and development. So Hunter knows exactly what is in these beautiful formulas that people are just absolutely loving. So, Hunter, thank you so much for joining us on this call tonight. Really appreciate it. Uh, Before we get to Hunter, I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of what we're going to cover on this call. So, these products are called ASEA Performance, and they're made up of four products. We've got Radiance, Energy, Mood, and Mind. And they're little stick packs, little powdered stick packs. There's 20 stick packs in the Energy, Mind, and Mood, and there's actually 30 stick packs in the Radiance. And so they come in these little stick packs, and you just add them with water, and they taste absolutely incredible. But it's more than taste. What do they actually do? How do we feel? That's what's important. On this call, I'm not going to talk about radiance. We're going to keep it really focused on energy, mind, and mood. They're kind of a trio that fit together. Radiance is a little bit of a different product. So let me just give Radiance a very quick plug before we get into the other three products. Radiance is a vegan collagen booster. When we take our collagen from horse hoofs and we take it from fish skins, okay, that's bovine and marine collagen. It's not very nice when you think about it. Your body has to break all that down into amino acids and then build it up into collagen that your actual body's collagen that makes a difference, that you see a difference. And we said, hey, how about taking a shortcut? Why don't we actually start with amino acids in the perfect balance for your body to make its own collagen? And because we're starting with the amino acids, we can start with vegan amino acids. So this is a very effective formula, very clean formula, and it tastes amazing. Dragon fruit lemonade. Okay, so if you want your skin to shine, check out our Radiance product in the ASEA Performance line. But with that, we're going to dig deeper into energy, mind, and mood. Uh, Whoops, there we go. So ASEA Performance, Hunter. When you talked about these, you said, look, these are not just thrown together. There's a tremendous amount of thought has gone into these formulas. They're bioavailable, they're smart, and they're clean. Before we get into each product, could you explain just a little bit more on these three words?
Absolutely. So when we came up with these product category and these concepts, there were a few premises that we wanted to focus upon. And that was that the formulas had to be bioavailable, they had to be clean, and they had to be smart. First off, let me just say, Alan, really quickly, perhaps unique in the industry, ASEA maintains core competencies in formulations internally. So we're not dependent upon third-party formulations. We're able to develop exactly the formulas that we want to be able to create competitive advantages and important synergies between ingredients. And so we really have some flexibility to go after formulas that are bioavailable, smart, and clean. So let's talk about what I mean by those three words. So bioavailability is it's kind of turned into a buzzword in the industry. Bioavailable ingredients are important, right? But what does that mean? A bioavailable ingredient, if you were to define it simply, is an ingredient that is easy for your body to use.
Mhm.
This is important to get the benefit. Your body has to be able to metabolize the ingredient and use it how it was intended. There are certain ingredients and forms of ingredients that are more bioavailable than others. A quick one that everybody's really familiar with right now is methylcobalamin versus cyanocobalamin, right? Some people struggle with methylation, and so using methylated forms of B vitamins is superior from a bioavailability standpoint because it's easier for those people who have those challenges to use that ingredient. So that's what we mean when we say bioavailability. The next one is smart formulations. And what I mean by smart formulations is that the ingredients must have synergies with each other within the product themselves, but also with other products. So when we choose ingredients for the ASEA Performance Energy product, we'll go through the ingredients here in a little bit and we'll talk about why they work well together. but they also have to play well with the other products within the product line. So mind and energy need to play well together. They need to be able to work synergistically to give you that extra boost. And so when we talk about smart formulas, that's what we mean is synergies within the product line itself, between products, but also ingredient synergies within an individual product as well.
Very cool.
And then, of course, the products have to be clean. The formulas have to be clean. There can be no extra fluff. And that's really what we've done here. We use clinical grade ingredients of the highest purity possible, with no extra fillers, preservatives, colors, or additives. And so, if the ingredient does not serve a purpose, or have a benefit, then it is not in the formula. Again, that's to keep these formulas as clean as possible. We live in a world full of additives, preservatives, and added color. We don't need any more in any of our products. And so we go through extensive steps to create the most clean formulas that we possibly can.
It's interesting, Hunter, just even the amount of powder in these. I've tried other powder drinks and it's like these scoops, these big scoops you have to put in a glass and you look at it and you go, wow, how can they pack so much punch into really relatively little powder? And I guess it's exactly this. They're just very, very clean formulas. There's no fillers. You've taken out the fluff. Um, could you also just, while we're on this slide, maybe address the sweetness? How you sweeten the product. People have become very, very aware of artificial sweeteners, or they don't want too much sugar, things like that. Could you address that?
Yeah, these products are sugar free. There are no artificial sweeteners. The two sweeteners that are used to really achieve the flavor profile to make them taste great is a naturally derived stevia, from the plant itself. Many people don't know that stevia comes from a plant. It does, and it can be derived naturally or it can be created synthetically. This is the natural derivative of stevia. And then we use monk fruit. And the reason we do that is there are limitations and there are drawbacks to both of them from a flavor profile. So if you use all of one or all of the other, there are distinct tastes to them. And using a combination of the two allows us to reduce the amount that is needed and use as little as possible to make it taste great.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people, too much stevia and you begin to get that almost bitter taste. And then there's also some challenges with monk fruit. So you're kind of just getting the best of stevia, best of monk fruit, and then this beautiful combination for just the perfect sweetness. Really cool. Okay. Maybe one last slide. Again, you're going to get into some of your favorite ingredients in each formula and why they were chosen. But just maybe could you comment on this idea about these ingredients truly being backed by science?
Yeah, 100%. So, on the last slide, I talked about how these are clinical grade ingredients, right? They're extremely pure, they're extremely effective, but not only are the quality of the ingredients high, they're also extensively researched. So, we did a ton of work to make sure that every single ingredient that we used in these formulas was backed by extensive research. Not only our own research, but the research of experts around the world. So uh, I was curious about after we had done all of our research and come up with these formulas, how much research is out there on the ingredients that we used. And so I typed in all of the ingredients into PubMed and NIH, and what I found was that there were over 900,000 studies, between all of the ingredients that we use in the ASEA Performance products. And so there's a ton of knowledge around the benefits of these ingredients, and they're truly backed by the scientific community, for their clinical level benefit. And so these are amazing formulas, that are bioavailable, smart, clean, and ultimately backed by tons of research by researchers around the world.
Very, very cool. Okay. I know everyone wants to get into it, so let's get into it. Energy. I think this is my favorite. Energy. I love this tagline: drink to move because your goals don't wait. People that want to get things done, sometimes you have to have the energy to get them done. And this is a very natural, very gentle but long-lasting energy formula. I love it. I drink it every day. There's no jitters, but I get that nice, long, smooth energy. It is a delicious peach lychee flavor. It's quite a light flavor, but it's absolutely delicious. I will say personally, it is I think probably now my favorite drink. I'm not just saying of this range, I'm just saying my favorite drink. I absolutely love the taste, the peach lychee taste. So, a couple of benefits here. Jump starting your metabolism, sparks your metabolism for overall peak performance, increases motivation, enhances brain chemical lift for mental drive, provides that all day energy, smooth energy that lasts longer, and as we said earlier, includes nothing artificial. Um, as you talk about this, as we dig into the ingredients here, I think people are going to be surprised to find there's actually some really cool athletic benefits to some of these ingredients as well. It's not just about giving you like 200 milligrams of caffeine and you're just wired. Again, very smart formulas. So over to you. Pick out, three or four of your favorite ingredients here, why they were included, and what people can expect from this.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you pointed out the athletic performance aspect of this product. So, energy drinks, they're a dime a dozen. Everybody makes an energy drink. You can go to your gas station and you can find your favorite brand of canned caffeine, right? But what we're looking for in this product is much more than just simply a caffeine boost. There are long-term health benefits to the ingredients in this product. A couple of ingredients here that I want to point out. Peak ATP is very literally an ATP delivery system to your cells. It increases the level of ATP in the cells. ATP is that cellular energy, right? So your cells are very literally being energized by this product. The next one that's great is beetroot extract, right? Nitric oxide is an important signaling molecule for the cardiovascular system. It helps oxygenate the muscles, helps circulation, and improves cardiovascular health. Beta alanine is a really cool ingredient as well. The beta alanine works as a buffer to prevent lactic acid buildup during intense exercise and can increase endurance and performance by fighting off that lactic acid buildup. And so there's some real performance aspects of this as well. Before I go to the gym, I always drink this product because it's not just an energy drink. It really is a full suite functional beverage to enhance performance on the athletic performance side of the house as well. Um, Perhaps my favorite ingredient in this product is the L-theanine. So, Alan, you and I have talked a lot about energy drinks over the last little bit, and you know that I'm pretty sensitive to stimulants. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine. I already have a lot of energy, and so I generally don't need a whole lot of help, or I get a little anxious. What I love about this product is that it contains L-theanine. L-theanine is used in clinical applications to help patients with anxiety. It helps promote this feeling of um, calm, uh, just a calm, cool, relaxed attitude and mood. And that helps to work synergistically with the stimulants, the guarana and the caffeine within the energy product to prevent those jitters. So those of you that are really sensitive to energy type products, I urge you to give this a try because that L-theanine really helps to balance out that energy feeling. Alan, you referred to it as a smooth energy. I think that's a great way to explain it. And that smooth energy is coming from that L-theanine combo.
Yeah. I've been working all day. I mean, and I hit about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I was hitting that wall. I could just feel it. And I thought, what do I need to do here? Do I need to go jump in the swimming pool? Because I, I was out of our energy. We just got these, and I'm waiting for my delivery to come in. I'm thinking, what do I do? I need to clear my hand. I need to, what? And my swimming pool's not cold enough at the minute to wake me up because I'm in Texas. And I'm rummaging around, and in one of my bags, I found actually two more stick packs. So I actually have one more left. I found two, and I had one, and Hunter, I can't believe it. I went from just absolutely dragging that mid-afternoon drag to within less than 5 minutes. It was like I was clear. I was back. I was performing again. It just was this amazing lift and just no jitters whatsoever, no nervousness, no anxious, no heart palpitations, just this really clear head. And I was back in business again. Absolutely love it. Just love this formula.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's really cool to see a product that's as clean as this work as fast as it does and last for as long as it does. It's really I think going to change the game for a lot of people as far as how much caffeine they even need to consume in a day because it is so effective.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And what a great alternative. And I'm not going to mention any name brands here because we don't want to get sued, but I think people can know which brands we're talking about. As you said, caffeine in a can. Uh, some of those drinks are nasty. I mean, just nasty, toxic, chemical laden drinks. And here we are with this beautiful, clean, smooth, healthy formula. Anything else you want to say before we move on to Mind?
Try it. Get some. You'll love it.
Right.
Tastes
And
great.
not only energy, but gym as well. Athletes are going to love it. What
Yeah.
was that? That was the beetroot gives you the pump in the gym, and then the
Yep.
beta alanine keeping that lactic acid level low, which of course is really improved for athletic performance and endurance and recovery. Super, super important. Very cool. Let's move on to mind. Drink to think because focus fuels everything. And this is a little bit of a lighter taste. It's a blackcurrant cherry. It's the lightest of all the tastes, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if you did this on purpose, but this is often the mixer. We'll get to at the end how you can combine these. And Mind is often combined with the other two. And so I don't know if you made it a little bit lighter for that reason, but you can take it with a little bit less water. And again, very light, delicious blackcurrant cherry flavor. Some of the benefits of Mind: fortifies focus, supports focused energy to empower precise action, sharpens memory, elevates recognition, recall, and cognitive strength. This is interesting. Promotes healthy brain aging, boosts brain power for lasting clarity, and manages stress, boosts mental rhythm for less stress and anxiety. So let's get into the magic behind Mind.
Absolutely. I'm glad you point out the little bit of a lighter flavor with this product. Everything we did with these formulas are based off of some form of consumer research or consumer behavior. What we found was that cherry as a flavor that worked really well with this formula and the natural flavor of the ingredients tends to be overpowering for a lot of consumers unless it is a more a lighter flavor. And so we intentionally went with a less powerful taste on this product because it is cherry flavored. So that's just kind of the note as to why.
Yeah.
Um, Couple of really cool ingredients here. Alpha GPC is a powerful choline compound in the brain. Choline is brain food, right? Your brain does not work without choline. So alpha GPC is very literally helping you feed your brain, which helps with cognitive performance, memory, processing speed. Think about a computer has something called a clock speed. How many calculations per second can a calculator or can the processor in the computer do? Alpha GPC is boosting your clock speed for your brain. Um, Another one that's really cool is nicotinamide riboside. So many people have heard of NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. Uh, Nicotinamide comes in many forms. And in fact, in some cellular pathways, in order for NMN to enter the cell, it actually has to be converted to nicotinamide riboside first before it can enter the cell. And then it can be converted back to NMN and be used as the nicotinamide base. So there are certain areas where NMN is great, and there are other areas where NR is great, but they're both very effective as precursors to NAD+. So you get all of those NAD+ benefits with a nicotinamide-based molecule like NR. Um, Another really cool ingredient
Hold on,
is
just Hunter, before we move on. So the NAD plus benefits, could you just briefly say what those benefits might be?
yeah, it's really it's an anti-aging compound, right? Your cells function better when they have NAD plus, and it's really wide-reaching in its impact in the body. There's cognitive benefits, obviously, but there's also physical health benefits to NAD plus. It is kind of the uh, king right now as far as anti-aging goes. That's why a lot of people will do like NAD infusions and things like that. It's a really powerful anti-aging compound, and combined in this mind formula, it's cognitive anti-aging as well, right? So making sure that your brain from a physical standpoint is resilient to the oxidative stress that it's being exposed to every single day.
Very cool.
So really, really cool ingredient there.
And so for
Um,
so
Go
even
ahead.
right, just suggesting there that long-term use, daily use of this product can really help our brains stay healthy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So kind of points towards that concept we were talking about where these aren't just short-term boost products. They do that great, but there are long-term health benefits to the ingredients within these products.
Very cool.
Um, Another one here, phosphatidylserine. This is a phospholipid that helps to protect brain cells. So this is a longevity ingredient as well, cognitive longevity. Helps to protect, and neuroprotection is super important in order to be able to live with a great health span. Again, it's not just lifespan that we're after. I don't want to just live long years. I want to live good years.
Yeah.
And being able to protect your brain with neuroprotective ingredients is super important. So phosphatidylserine is a phospholipid that does that. Another one here, let me see what else I have. Huperzine A. So
Yeah, I was just
huperzine
looking at
A,
Huperzine A. Tell us, they give them these weird names. Tell us about Huperzine A.
yes. So we're feeding your brain with alpha GPC by boosting choline levels. Choline again is that brain food, but it's very sensitive and it can break down. Huperzine A works to protect choline from breaking down.
Okay.
And so it helps to, so not only are we boosting choline levels in the brain, we're also protecting that choline that we're creating from breaking down so that it can do its job. So there's really kind of two sides to the scale here is cognitive performance and then neuroprotection. And the ingredients work together really well to achieve both sides of that.
Very, very cool. I noticed that at the very bottom there, there's caffeine in this formula as well. Could you talk about the difference between the levels of caffeine in the energy formula, for example, and why it's in the mind formula?
Yeah, certainly. So, um, not everybody's going to want to take 110 milligrams of caffeine, even though it is a smoother energy than anything else that's out there on the market. So Mind gives you a 40 milligram dose of caffeine. What the studies show is that any dose under 50 milligrams is generally felt as mental awareness, an awake sensation, a mental clarity. Anything beyond 50 milligrams is when people begin to feel the body effects of caffeine.
Okay.
And so while energy has the 110 milligrams, the higher level of caffeine, mind has just a smaller amount to, again, not boost you from the body perspective, but to help you have that short-term boost of clarity. While the other ingredients are also helping to boost that, but also serve purposes on the long-term brain health and cognitive benefits. And what's nice about that is those of you who drink canned caffeine, um, you can combine these two and you're still less than most of the energy drinks, the gas station energy drinks that are out there.
Absolutely. Hey, just I see one more ingredient here, lion's mane, and 30% B glucans. Any
Yeah.
thoughts on that one?
Yeah, so lion's mane is a powerful adaptogen, meaning makes your cells more resilient, right? We talked about at a convention this last week about this resilience to stress, your body's ability to respond to external stressors, and that's how you maintain your health and wellness. Adaptogens help to make you more resilient, help to make your brain cells more resilient. And so that's super important for, again, that longevity, that health span that we're trying to achieve on the cognitive side of things.
Very, very cool. Been used in Asia for thousands of years, lion's mane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really cool mushroom. So thank you so much for talking about mind. Okay, let's move on to the last one. Mood, drink to feel, because calm is your competitive edge. I love that. This is it's a pineapple passion fruit flavor. You can definitely taste the pineapple, and I love pineapple, so I love this formula. Some of the benefits: uplifts mood. Mood improves through supporting neurotransmitter production, regulates nervous system, helps regulate nervous system receptors to provide emotional balance, relaxes the brain and the body, lower mode performance deep cam. Oh, sorry, lower mode promotes deep clam. It doesn't help with reading. It doesn't help with dyslexia, but it helps with this. So manages stress and anxiety, improves sleep quality. Many people do report that with mood, lessening anxiety and mental stress. So let's get into some of the magical ingredients in mood.
Yeah, so let's see. First one that I want to point out is there at the bottom, 5-HTP. 5-HTP works as a precursor to serotonin in the body. Serotonin is, again, one of those happy molecules, right? So this will help to regulate the mood, some of that we talked about on the previous screen, and really promotes restful sleep. In fact, people who are testing the product for us were using kind of sleep trackers, the smart watches, the smart devices. And quite frequently, they would report, hey, when I'm on the product daily, my sleep scores go through the roof. And part of that is due to the 5-HTP.
Well,
Um, Another one there, let's see. L-tyrosine. This is a precursor to dopamine and norepinephrine. Again, more happy molecules. That's kind of a trend with this formula. Again, a lot of precursors to these hormones and these molecules that need to be present in order to regulate mood and to make sure that you are able to maintain positive moods throughout the day. Um, Ashwagandha, we talked about adaptogens in the previous formula with Mind. This is an adaptogenic herb. It actually helps to regulate cortisol levels. So not only are we boosting the happy molecules, we're trying to decrease the level of the stress molecule cortisol. Um, and really, that's kind of an idea that I keep going back to of resilience, right? If you have more of the happy molecules and less of the stress molecules, you're going to be more resilient to the stressors throughout the day. Not only the physiological stressors, but the emotional and the mental stressors of our difficult modern lives. And so, really, what we're doing with this formula here is we're trying to help people tap into what's called circadian rhythm. We as humans have a natural tendency to rest and then work and rest and work. And our body recovers most effectively when we're inside of a regular circadian rhythm. These ingredients help you to really plug into that rhythm and recover effectively and really be resilient to any of those external stressors and be able to maintain a positive mood with this formula.
but somebody could drink this in the middle of the day. It's not going to make them sleepy. There's nothing in here to make them sleepy. It's just working with the body's natural circadian rhythms.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not, yeah, it's not about sleep. It's not a sleep aid. It's not going to make you tired. It's again, it's about creating that rhythm. It's about helping your body recover. It's about helping your body be resilient to that emotional mental stress, and really be able to adapt to what the world throws at you.
Very cool. Can I ask you just the two more ingredients in here that really caught my eye? GABA.
Sure. Sure.
That's become quite a well-known ingredient, and there's, I think, you know, a lot of times the supplement industry is known for what we call dusting. You know, we want to put it on the label, so we just put a little dusting. But there's not
Sure.
enough product, there's not enough of an ingredient in there at an efficacious dose to make a difference. There's quite a bit of GABA in this product. I mean, there's a people feel the difference with this product. Do you want to just chat about GABA a little bit?
Yeah, so GABA is an important neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation. So that's what GABA does. And you're absolutely right. There are a lot of formula companies or companies out there making products with formulas that basically sprinkle the ingredient in there so they can make the label claim. Um, what we've done, we point back to those 900,000 studies, right? There are clinical level research on certain amounts of these ingredients to be able to make claims and to be able to substantiate those claims. Every single ingredient in the formulas is present in enough amount to be able to make some sort of a claim based off of clinical research.
Wow.
And so we have not just sprinkled the GABA in there, which is an expensive ingredient, by the way. Um, there's enough in there to be able to make a claim and really see a benefit. And that's the case with all of the ingredients throughout the entire product line.
Very cool. That's so important for people to realize again just the pure quality of these ingredients and these formulas. Last one before we move on. I'm kind of looking at this Afron and saffron and what's that about?
It's another mood improving ingredient. So saffron, again, helps you respond to stress. In fact, there are studies that show for perimenopausal women, you can address a lot of the side effects that come from perimenopause, hot flashes, things like that, are all mitigated with powerful saffron ingredient. And the saffron happens to be a branded ingredient with clinical research behind it, specifically on this blend.
Wow. Wow. What a powerful, powerful combination. Let's talk. We've gone through the formulas we want to talk about. Um, I'm just blown away at how you guys have put this together. I've been around the natural health and wellness industry for over 30 years, and I've never seen. I like to call them functional beverages. I haven't seen uh, this kind of these kind of ingredients, the quality of ingredients, the quantity of ingredients, the cleanliness of ingredients. They're just beautiful, beautiful formulas. So congratulations to you, Hunter, and the amazing team behind you in putting these together. And as we said earlier, the mind's a little bit lighter and it's quite often used to mix. I guess common sense goes, you're probably not going to mix the energy with the mood. You know, if you need to be kind of calmed down and relax a little bit, probably you don't need to be taking an energy, but the mind serves this beautiful purpose. And I personally, this is just me, I like the energy by itself. There's enough firepower in this formula that, like this afternoon, man, that's all I needed. I just felt absolutely fantastic. Within minutes, the lift was there. But if somebody wants a little bit more horsepower under the hood, you know, maybe they're coming off some of the caffeine in a can and they're used to like taking 250 milligrams of caffeine or something, and they want a little bit more firepower in the hood. You can mix this mind and energy formula together, and it does taste amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We call it the get it done combo. For you true addicts out there that want the biggest punch possible,
Yeah.
the energy and mind together are awesome. I actually will use this. I don't do it every day because, again, I don't need much. But when I'm really dragging in the morning and I don't want to go to the gym, I'll mix one of each of those into my bottle, and it gets me the oomph that I need to get going at the gym in the morning.
I was just thinking, like a high-powered drink, it's giving you the pump, it's giving you the recovery, it's giving you the energy, it's giving you the mental clarity. If you don't have the mental clarity, you can't lift. A lot of it's in the brain. And so
Yeah.
these two together is actually a perfect gym combo for anybody out there, you know, lifting weights or trying to get it done in the gym.
Yeah, for sure. And there are so many of those pre-workouts that are so extreme in their formulas that have way too much of a certain ingredient, and I mean you see the teenagers having health issues because they're using too much of it, and it's causing real health issues. This is a safer way to do pre-workout, right? This is everything you need but nothing you don't in order to give you that really effective high performance workout.
Yeah, I saw a pre-workout drink the other day, 300 milligrams of caffeine in one serving. I mean, what, your heart would explode. It's nuts, you
Yeah.
know. So this is just beautiful. So we're all our gym rats out there. Give the mind energy go, especially if you're like 6 a.m. in the gym and you need that lift. Hey, let's talk about mind mood. In fact, let's just pause for a commercial break. This presentation is brought to you by a mind mood. Delicious. And it's funny, you and I didn't talk about this, but we both said at different times, this is our evening presentation drink. When you need to be on, when you need to be focused, but you still want to remain in that kind of evening calm, this is a beautiful combo. And I actually want to tell you a quick story about this. So my wife is a second grade choir. She's the conductor, the choir director for the second grade at our local church. And my wife is not a performer. She does not like the spotlight. She does not like to be on stage. And so she gets very, very nervous. And before going in, normally when she would conduct, she couldn't remember, you know, like, have we done the repeat yet? Am I going again? Is this the third verse? Where am I? And she'd just be so nervous and forgetful and just in a bit of a panic, to be honest. And I suggested to her, hey, drink a mind mood before you go on. And so I made her up a little mind mood. She took it to church. And right before well, about 30 minutes before she goes on, she starts drinking her mind mood. She came back. She says, Alan, not only was I so focused, I remembered exactly where I was in the music. I knew exactly whether we were on the second verse or the third verse. Remember, she's second grade. There's a lot of craziness going on at the same time. But she said, I actually really enjoyed it. It was like I was present. I enjoyed it. And I think it's a beautiful story to really symbolize the focus that the mind can give you, but just that beautiful, calm relaxation that the mood can give you. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I like to think of this combo as my flow beverage. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the father of flow, right, talks about this idea of engaged, but not overly stressed in something is really where you find your flow.
Yeah,
And being able to focus with the mind, but also remain smooth with the mood is kind of the perfect flow combo for me. I really like that combination.
yeah. And I think for people that maybe are, if people are super sensitive to caffeine and maybe cautious about the energy, the mind mood is a beautiful sweet spot. They'll still get that focus, but keep that nice calmness about them, you know?
One thing I would point out really quick, Alan, if you are going to combine both of these, you may want to use just a little bit more water, right? Because it could be pretty strong if you're doing both of them into one bottle for your taste. There's no performance reason behind that, but two packets may need a little bit more water than one packet. So just keep that in mind.
I'm a pint glass man myself, you know?
Sure.
But the mind by itself, I don't need a pint glass. I need a little less, but mixing them together or by themselves. Very, very cool. I am so excited about these products. I absolutely love them. Um, let's just briefly talk about the Big Blue Bottle, the product that started it all, this foundational technology that impacts every system, organ, and function, and how they interact with these products.
Yeah, absolutely. So earlier during the conversation, we talked about bioavailability, right? How easy is it for you to use an ingredient within a product? For your body to use it, that is. Redox makes your body more efficient in using whatever you're putting into it, right? So, whatever supplements you're taking, these included, if you're priming your body with redox, it's going to be more efficient in using uh, the ingredients that you put into it. And so, we're really kind of attacking these boosts and these benefits from two perspectives here. Not only are we providing the most bioavailable ingredients possible, but when stacking with redox, you're boosting your body's own innate ability to use those ingredients. And so it stacks beautifully with these products to really prime your body to make sure that you're getting all of the boost that you possibly can out of these formulas by priming your body with redox.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, listen, Hunter, thank you so much for joining us on this call. That has just been a beautiful run through our energy, mind, and mood formulas. You've shed a lot of light on the really cool ingredients in here and just the thought, and I'm going to say integrity that have gone into putting these formulas together, like the efficacious dosing of the ingredients and how they work together and the cleanliness of the product and the taste of the product. Taste is important. And so I just really, really appreciate all the tremendous thought. These weren't just thrown together. There's a lot of years of experience that have put these products together. But thank you. I will add that these are, and maybe you could just comment on this just as we wrap this up. We call these global formulas. Obviously, they're made here in the US, and US consumers can buy them directly from our office in Salt Lake City, our distribution center. But some of the other markets, like Europe, for example, obviously I'm originally from Ireland and very familiar with Europe and some of the rules and regulations in Europe that they don't allow products with certain ingredients and things like that. And so, could you maybe just address that? Like maybe somebody says, "Oh, well, this ingredient isn't allowed in Europe, therefore it must not be safe." When there's plenty of literature to show it's very safe, very effective. Like lion's mane is a perfect example. You can't use lion's mane in the UK, and yet the Chinese have been using it for 3,000 years. You know, so there's some of these little quirks around the world. Asia has different quirks, Australia, different markets. Could you just maybe address this idea and why we went to global formulas?
Yeah, for sure. So, as you touched on beautifully, regulations vary from country to country. We're in business in 35 countries around the world, and each country, it seems like, has an ingredient that is their bugaboo that they don't like. And so at ASEA, we want to provide the most powerful formula that we possibly can. We don't want to create a super powerful formula that some countries can get and then create a lesser product for everybody else. And so what that means is we're going to distribute the product where we can, on the ground in warehouses in country, wherever we can. And then we'll do an NFR model. We'll do a not for resale model where we ship product to a country that perhaps can't have it on the ground, from our warehouses here in the United States or from nearby warehouses around the world. And again, that's in an effort to just provide the best formula possible. These are amazing formulas. We want people all over the world to have them. But regulations keep us from being able to sell them in country. And so they have to be sold through a not for sale model or not for resale model, in some countries around the world. But that's the reason behind a global formula. The core of it is if we're going to provide a formula to our customers, we want it to be the best possible formula that we can make, and we don't want to compromise.
Yeah. So let me just say, as the poster child for someone that has literally lived half their life in Europe and half their life in the United States, I will tell you, it's absolutely worth getting the product from America and not settling for second-rate formulas in Europe. Hey, it may take an extra week to get there, but I'm telling you, it's absolutely worth it when you experience these formulas. So, Hunter, thank you so much for giving up some time today. This was a super informative presentation. I just love learning about the ingredients and how they work in our body and how they synergistically work together. I think it's absolutely fascinating. And I love, love, love the taste of these products. So thank you for all of your hard work and your team. And so for everybody listening, if you're a brand new guest here listening for the first time and you want to experience these, you want to try them, they are now available for sale. We are shipping them out around the world. So please get back to your friendly ASEA associate and let them know that you're ready to try our Radiance Energy, Mind, and Mood. So thank you, Hunter, again for your time. And I'll say goodnight to everybody on the call. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.